By the time 98 hit, mature animated shows like The Simpsons and The King of the Hill were at their peaks. Family Guy and the PJs were being worked on, releasing the following year. Fox really got lucky with this stuff, while CBS, NBC, and ABC were twisting in the winds with nothing to bring. But for a short time, NBC came out with something called Stressed Eric, a show that came from the UK. That piqued my interest even more. At that point, I had seen Young Ones and Bottom, plus they were pushing that the show has dark humor, something different from The Simpsons. Stressed Eric's first series ran for 6 episodes, pretty standard for UK. Basic plot, we follow around Eric Feeble living out a hellish life. Everything you could think of going wrong happens to him daily. He doesn't get any break anywhere, at home, at work. The stress just keeps building to insane levels, to the point of his throbbing head vein strangling him at the end of episodes. It's a cross between South Park, a bit of Rugrats, Keeping Up Appearances, and King of the Hill. It's a condensed setting where it focuses on a small group rather than being a huge cast like The Simpsons does. There was a couple of issues with the show when it came over to the US. It takes place in the UK, but oddly, NBC redubbed Eric with Hank Azaria, not knocking Azaria. He's a great voice actor on The Simpsons. I really didn't see the point in this. Everyone else was British. It's a British show. Why would I expect a former American in it? Plus, in the UK, they don't have commercials, so the episodes were like 26 minutes long. Usually 4 minutes of material was cut out of the US version. Some episodes were really obvious they did that. They also rewrote bits of dialogue referencing or just phrasing that people didn't get here. I always thought that was stupid. It's a foreign show. It's gonna have things I won't understand. I can just go look it up later. Most of the time it doesn't even work out anyway. Look at all the anime that's dubbed back in the 90s. You change a joke to something that works here, but we're seeing visuals that don't make sense. Let's look at Eric and why he goes insane. He's a good man. Divorced for a few years. Liz, his former wife, left him for Caleb, who's a Buddhist. She left because their life was too much, while Eric is taking care of his children alone. You can see he loves them very much, always there for them, but they have a ton of problems. His daughter, Claire, she's allergic to pretty much everything. Can't have sweets, can't have regular food, can't touch things. She basically has to eat junk that looks like bad oatmeal. She's cute and funny, but you could see she's constantly miserable and basically living like she's in a bubble. Claire loves to sneak regular food, which makes her swell up instantly, so Eric is always looking out for hidden stuff, making sure she has her EpiPen and drilling her every day to not eat sweets. She even has custom popcorn. Claire means well, but you're gonna get sick and tired of it at some point. I always thought she had hope like one day she'd outgrow her allergies, so Claire kept trying to eat stuff. I did that with cheese and chocolate. I was allergic to those as a kid, so I kept eating them, getting headaches. It eventually finally stopped. He also has to deal with his son, Brian. He has pica, which basically means Brian likes to eat non-food items. So a lot of times you'll see him have a toy car in his mouth, his nose. Eric gets even more hell thanks to his next door neighbors, the Perfects. Yes, literal perfects. Mr. Ray Perfect, Miss Perfect, she never got her first name, and their daughter, Heather Perfect. They speak perfectly, they have a perfect life, they pay perfectly, but are snobby assholes. So they aren't actually perfect. Ned Flanders got you beat. You can imagine how they act towards Eric and his family, every which way showing him how they're perfect, and if you did this, you'd be perfect too. Even right down to cleaning their windows. Every character picks away at Eric. He can't take care of the kids on his own, so he hired Maria Gonzalez. Good idea, wrong person. She's a drunk and basically useless. Like a nanny, but counted more as a family member. The term is au pair. That's one of the things removed from the US version's dialogue. Maria lives in the home, but she might as well be Eric's third child. Always passed out, drunk, stealing money, causing even more problems with the Perfect family to berate Eric on. He's trying to help Maria, stop his daughter from getting sick, pulling stuff out of Brian's mouth, and avoiding Perfects when leaving the house. This is just him getting ready for work. It gets worse over there. Eric used to be the assistant manager, but as usual got demoted to a generic worker because of his stress. He does have a secretary, but she's useless. She's always talking on the phone, never gets paperwork he needs, so Eric ends up being in trouble with his boss all the time. He'll work endlessly, but someone screws him over, like the cleaning lady. Only one character you can kind of say is Eric's friend, at least someone he can talk to. His doctor. He makes Eric even more stressed by how calm he is, while Eric is going nuts. You don't know if he doesn't care or he just is taking advantage of him. The last character is an old woman. She does the same gag each episode. She's always trying to get a letter mailed and fails at it. Only the first series ever aired in the US. I remember seeing 5 out of the 6 episodes. I don't think the show did poor. I simply think it was just the wait. 2 years passed between 1 and 2. That's how some UK shows work. The UK did release the whole series on DVD. The only problem is that it's out of print now. But what about the episodes? The pilot does a good enough job in showing us the show. It's crammed full with everyone. It's fast-paced, from Eric cleaning his pants in the microwave, looking for work papers, being chewed out by his boss. I like the show, but it really relies on that dry humor. Very little music plays through the episodes, so it has lots of dead air. It really relies on the jokes to keep you watching. It's a hit and miss. The best episode that showcases the series goes to episode 3, called Pony. It starts off with Eric trying to pay the window cleaner, running around looking for money. He breaks his own daughter's piggy bank. The Perfects, of course, are being perfect. They get an award from the cleaning company when Eric finds Claire's diary. All she writes about is wanting a pony day after day. Of course, they can't afford a pony, but Eric tries. He was able to find a half-dying donkey. Body parts fall off, can't walk, can't poo. She loves it and wants to enter in the horse show with it. Of course, the Perfects ended the show with the splendid excellence. What made this one really good, most of the other episodes feature Eric dealing with all the crap, while Claire, Brian, Maria, the Perfects are all doing something else. This one uses each side plot to help out the A plot. Maria's drinking problem causes Eric to look around the house for money. He finds Claire's diary. He buys the donkey while Brian is fiddling with a school chemistry set. Maria drinks the stuff, so somehow makes a super drug. Brian sees what it does to rats. We get to see Brian care for his sister because most of the time he's just eating crap and staring. Rushes over to the horse show, makes Donkey drink the stuff. Somehow it transforms into a full working horse, jumping, flying, showing up the Perfects. Eric's gonna win. Eric's finally gonna beat the Perfects. Then the donkey inflates and blows up. The best moment in the whole series. I really felt sorry for Eric's family. They just keep on suffering. The rest of the episodes are okay, but the show feels repetitive. They always go back to the same jokes. The old lady is always trying to mail her letter. Everyone at work is always yelling at Eric. Maria is always drunk. Very little variation. It would be like if Homer at the power plant just pushed the wrong buttons each episode. They don't do that. One episode will be him annoying Mr. Burns, quitting his job, different things. I still think Eric was a good show. It captures all the stupid nonsense that we deal with all the time, all the crap that we hate from work, the next door neighbors that are annoying, the drunk people we can't rely on. In a way, it's kind of depressing. You wonder why Eric doesn't kill himself sometimes. I say give the show a shot. Nothing to lose. 13 episodes go by real quick. Thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and if you remember a movie or show from the past that's long been forgotten, good or bad, leave it as a suggestion below. I'm always on the lookout for obscured stuff.